Hello.
Hey girl.
Hey guys. Welcome back. In case you missed last week, what we talk about, Keita?
Money matters.
Yes, money matters. And so just to give you a recap, we really touched on like everyone getting their taxes back, going crazy with the spending. So we were just really giving you pointers on how to save more, how to live better, and stay away from like the malls when you get your taxes back. But I forgot to mention one big thing that I thought should have been mentioned. It's credit. You know, I guess society wants you to have perfect credit and no debt and all that good stuff. But there was like a huge breach I think it was last September, last August, with Equifax. And I had did some research when it went down, and I was like, you know what? I need to figure out what I can do so I don't become a number, somebody whose, identity was stolen or whatever. So I saw something about freezing credit. So freezing credit is something maybe you all want to look into. What that does is what it says. It literally freezes your credit where no one can pull anything from your credit. You would have to give them permission to actually do a credit check on anything. So it's kind of cool because normally you'll get like random pre-approvals, from like Visa or any other credit card. That won't even happen when you have the credit freeze on your accounts. And remember, there's three different bureaus. It's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So you'd have to freeze it at all three. And you can actually thaw it out. That's their term. Or unfreeze it, whichever term you want to go with. Anytime you want. You can do a temporary lift or a permanent removal of the credit freeze, or you can just, as you need it, you can unfreeze for a few days, for a day, and then also you can give only one creditor access to it for a certain amount of time. So just wanted to throw that in there. Now, for this week's episode 6, Keita, what are we talking about?
Check your mental.
Yes, gotta check your mental. But before we get into that, we need to talk about Mr. Bruno Mars and this cultural appropriation, or what they want to call it, cultural appreciation or culture vulture. So, Keita, what's going on?
Well, there's been some talk about Mr. Bruno Mars appropriating the black culture and black music, but I see no problem with Bruno Mars. Like, being honest about it, I
Right.
mean, looking at his family background, I see black. That's all I see. But hey, others don't see it that
You
way.
know?
But in my book, I see he's black. Um, he's been listening and vibing out to black music all his life. I don't see what the problem
Right.
is. Like, to be honest with you.
Right. And then, I don't know. People are going in. I think the social media thing can get a little annoying at times because people feel like they can just say whatever they want to say, you know. So if you don't know what cultural appropriation is, I'm going to give you the Urban Dictionary definition of it. And it says it's the ridiculous notion that being of a different culture or race, in parentheses it says especially white, means that you are not allowed to adopt things from other cultures. See, here's the thing. I don't think he's adopting anything because he gives credit when credit is due. He loves, what did he say he loved? Michael Jackson,
Prince.
Prince, I guess. There's a lot of people that, he looks up to as idols. So why can't he say, I got this, vibe from so and so or whatever? Like, why is it that he's stealing or trying to be something he's not? I feel like out of all these artists, he never talks down to women or anybody. I feel like it's like straight positive, straight fun
Right.
music. It's just that good vibe. That's like that you can have anyone listening to it, families, kids, adults. Everyone can groove out to his music. I feel like he's hitting a lot of different areas. Pop, soul, R&B, whatever, funk. Uh, what else is he
Rock
touching
and
on?
roll.
I mean, there's so much. There you go, rock and roll, and he can dance
Right.
too. What you trying to say? He stole that too. I mean, like anybody can be a dancer. You study it, you can become
Right.
a pro. So I
It's
don't
just the
know.
it's just
That's
the
my
fact
take.
that people will never be happy about anything. They always gotta find something to be negative about.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the girl who started it. I think her name is Sensei. Sense. Hold on, let me find it. Bruno Mars, but it's ridiculous, ridiculous. He's like at the top of the charts. They were talking about, oh, he done got, oh, he like snatched all of the awards. I'm like, he worked hard for
Exactly.
that. I think I think it was for him. You know.
I'm gonna tell you who
So
Bruno Mars remind me of, and when you say that he looked up to Prince, anytime he's out there dancing and singing and performing, he reminds me of Morris Day and the Times. Always, I see that
wait, you
Morris
said
Day and the
who?
Time.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. I'm like the Times. I'm like, who that?
Yes, and for
But
everyone, I'm
yeah,
just gonna put a disclaimer out there. I was sick over last week. My voice is a little raspy. It's not up to par. Sorry. I just wanted to let you all know that in case you be like, "Who's that guy on the on the podcast
I think you better call Tyro.
with the
She
with
can't
the
even laugh,
horse
y'all.
with the horse voice?" I'm sorry, guys, but hey, you can see I'm dedicated, right? Mad dedicated.
Okay, so I found what I was looking for. It's the girl, Saren Sensi. She's the one that kind of went on, I think, Variety and started talking about this cultural vulture, cultural appreciation, cultural appropriation situation with Bruno Mars, and it went viral. So now everyone's like jumping on that bandwagon because Bruno Mars was trending on Twitter, and they're just going in. And I'm like, look, y'all need to just stop because he's out here doing him. And I think he actually commented and said, if this is right, if this is actually from him. Hopefully it is, but I'm going to read what it says. So, and quote, "Hi, I am an incredibly likable performer who makes incredibly likable music. I am always deferential to my influences, and I have never hurt anyone, broken any laws, or said anything offensive. It is impossible to get angry about me." End quote. So I don't know. I don't feel like he broke any rules.
He
I
didn't.
still feel like he's doing his thing. I don't know. Y'all just need to leave Bruno Mars alone. Let him live. He swept all those awards. Just be happy.
Right.
Stop being a hater. Let that man live. And you see everyone out here saying Bruno Mars is the bomb. I know Luke James got in on it. Um, what's the guy name? Roland Martin talking about I'm jamming out to Bruno Mars in my car
Right.
right now. Everyone is like backing him because he's a dope. He's a dope dude. I mean, his hits are in commercials. I don't know if you've seen the. I think it's the peanut butter commercial. I think it's Jif. But he's out there. He's doing his thing, being all positive and stuff. Having fun.
24
And the
karat
Cardi B got
magic
that big
in
one.
the air. Oh, sorry. No, I can't do that.
Right,
Can't do
right, right. You know, got that finesse situation going on. Shout out to In
that.
Living Color.
Right.
Yes, to the 90s. But, you know, I just think all of this craziness may cause him to go into, some stress or depression or whatever because you keep putting some negative stuff out there, people keep reading it, they'll start to internalize that stuff. So that brings us right into what we need to talk about today. Check your
Get
mental.
it all the way checked, please.
Mhm. So what we mean by that, Keita? What we
Um.
trying to talk about right now?
So check your mental. Now, in the black community, we have this stigma of not wanting to seek professional help when we're
Right.
experiencing traumatic things in our lives, and I'm not sure
Right.
why we have this. We practice that. Um, it can be
Mhm.
very sickening to us if we don't
Mhm.
seek professional help or at least get it out. If you find somebody you can trust
Right.
to talk to about it.
Right. So what do you feel like are the major stressors, in the black community? Like why what do you think is the number one
The
stressor?
number one stressor I feel is financial. Money.
Money.
It
Mhm.
all stems back to
Definitely.
money.
Right. And the runners up would be what?
Family,
Family issues,
family
problems.
issues. But it also goes back to money sometimes. Because depending if you're
Right.
married, if you're having financial problems within your marriage, it's going to cause stress and it's going to cause divorce and unhappiness within that
Right.
marriage.
Right. Right. And then you talk about maybe health.
Yes, health. And what goes back to money, because if you don't have the
Mhm.
insurance to go to the doctor,
Mhm. Right.
you're gonna get sick, and other things can happen too. Um, but yeah, goes back to money always.
Right. It's just sad, because I can speak from someone who's been, to a therapist or a counselor or a pastor. I'm one to talk about my problem, my issue. I don't like to hold it in. And if I do hold it in, it may be for a few days, but I'm not going years. I'm actually talking about it if it's Takita or my mom or whoever, but I'm going to find somebody to talk to. And, nowadays, our companies actually give its employees some cool, I guess, alternatives to, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's alternatives, but maybe like options. There you go, options, where it can be free, on the first
Mm-hmm.
session, or maybe they give you like a few free sessions, or they'll bring in, a therapist into the company. I don't know, or give you some online links that you can actually go to. And then there's hotlines in New York City. I know that there's a hotline in New York City. I think it's like I don't want to call it just suicidal hotline, but it's a hotline to talk about anything from being stressed, depressed, suicidal, or whatever. You can just talk to some random person, So there's so many avenues that you can
Right.
take. But I don't know what it is with the black community. I feel like they may feel like they're weak if they go and talk about their problems to someone. I think black women are more open to seeking help than black men are. How do you feel about that?
Um, yeah, black women, most black men, well, some black women will go get help if they're
Mhm.
experiencing some issues within their life. However,
Mhm.
I know for me, I don't take that route. And that's the difference between myself and Miss B. See, I've gone through years with holding things in. And I've
Mhm.
I've become a sponge for a lot of information. Like I'm holding information from childhood that I've never told anybody about.
Not even
Not
me,
even
y'all.
Miss B.
And I be talking, and I talk to her all day, day.
So,
But I ain't mad though.
but so that's what I'm saying. Like there's so much information that I hold in, and from childhood, from doing that, like I've never told anybody secrets. I won't tell anybody secrets. I'll keep it in. So on top of me keeping somebody else's secret in, I'm holding on to my own issues and I'm never letting it out. So which causes me to kind of, I may one day just go into a whole playback in my head and start thinking about stuff, and I'm like, oh man, what is this? And I'll kind of like lash out or act out on it. Like I may put up a random Facebook post, and there's somebody be like, "What's going on with you?" Nothing. Something just crossed my
She
mind,
put it out there.
or and I won't
Mhm.
say what it is, but it's just
Mhm.
something that probably I needed to just get out my system right quick. But yeah, like I need to really go and use my company benefits. Like they just upped
Mhm.
our sessions to go see somebody. Like I can use one like almost every day of the year almost. So
Why not
yeah, so like,
do it?
and that's something I've dealt with for a long time, long time.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Do you feel like you're too scared, nervous to go talk to somebody? Or do you feel like it's a stranger, you don't want them in your business? Or do you feel like, I don't know if this is for me? Like, what's holding you back from going
it's a
to
lot of
talk it
things
out?
holding it back. For one, I have a lot of trust issues. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
Mm.
Tell everybody my issues because I don't trust everybody. You know, when
Mhm.
you're in when you're in certain environments, everybody talks. I don't care if that person's a doctor or
Mhm.
not. They talk.
Mhm.
Random people talk. People that you think you're
Mhm.
close to, they talk. So it's like, why tell you my business if I know you're going to talk about it anyway? I'm coming to vent to you. I don't want to hear about it again.
Oh, you telling my
Oh,
business?
whatever.
is that what you saying right now? Is that what I
No,
got?
ma'am.
But you see, there you
Nope.
go. Pulling out what I felt.
Nope. I just told you I keep everybody's secrets in. You didn't hear me? You didn't hear what I
No, I heard you clear. But then you said, what did you just say? Yeah, people close to you
Yeah,
talk too.
I did say that, but hey, that's why you gotta watch. That's why you
She's
gotta
like,
watch who you tell stuff to. You gotta watch. I watch people.
but But at the same time, I feel like holding on to that stuff is not going to help you grow because I feel like having all that stuff from your childhood is probably holding you back from so much
Yeah, it
stuff.
is.
You know what I mean? And I know you want to get to the next thing. So maybe start unpeeling slowly. Maybe not start talking about childhood yet. Maybe start with right now.
No, I
And then
can't.
as you start to
I would have to go back to childhood in order to start talking about right now. That's the thing. Like I
okay,
have to. You always got to start with the root. The root of the issue is what you need to
okay.
start with. Then once you figure that out, then you can start to say, okay, so now that I've tackled that situation, now I can get to this one.
Okay, because I was looking at it like, hey, what am I dealing with right now that's like
Mm-hmm.
crazy? Within the last year or two, that's been crazy. So I can do that. But I get what you're saying. The root
Mm-hmm.
of the problem. Okay. But what about, talking to your pastor?
See, if I go to church like I should, then I would. So that's out the question. But for those that do go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, or however often you go to church, that is another alternative, free alternative to getting out your issues.
Yeah. And it's like, all you got to do is set up an appointment. They are always open to talk. Always. And they'll give you, biblical scriptures that you can kind of, read. And then they'll actually be real
Right.
with you. So when I went a few years back, that was the best thing I could have ever done for
Mm-hmm.
myself. It's to go talk. Because literally, what I walked away with was go, stop, do it. That's what I pretty much took from it. And like, my life just changed quickly. I'm sitting here harboring all this stuff. Nope, not anymore. I just be talking any chance
Right.
I can get. I'm going to talk. Because if I don't talk, I'm going to go crazy. And that's why we said check your mental because, holding all this stuff in can cause you to go into being super stressed, too depressed, to even suicidal, you know. And it's not healthy because it'll cause a lot of other
Mm-hmm.
health issues, And just to go back to, the top stressors, not having enough money, not being financially stable, And it's kind of piggybacking off of our Money Matters episode. There's ways that you can kind of like get your money in order. So you can go back and listen to that. But also, another stressor is not having the insurance to go see, a doctor with whatever issue you may be having. So, and then the family problems, but they all kind of lead back to money. So I think that's why we said number one,
Money.
money, the problem. But I don't know what it's going to take for the black community to really get on board because I just feel like I don't know. When you talk about going to see a therapist, everybody's like, I don't need that. I ain't doing no shrink. I ain't.
Right.
Please. I got this. I'm going to go pray. Okay, yes, you should pray. Yeah, you should pray, but still also seek help. God provided all them doctors out there.
Right.
So why not? If it's within your, included in your insurance, why not? And then again, like Keita said, go to the pastor. It's free. You can even talk to somebody at work. Like my company, we have a wellness center. There's people up there you can just go talk to. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen for you to
Right.
vent and get stuff off your chest, you know?
Right.
But I get it. Like Keita said, the trust thing, I get it. But at the same time, everyone in this world is dealing with something. And you know what? Holding on to it is not going to help the next because I'm pretty sure there's a couple of people dealing with the same exact thing you're dealing with. So if one person comes forward with it, you can probably actually save somebody else's life.
Right. And especially with like you were saying, some people just want to vent. Because I know a
Right.
few years ago, you know how what was after my divorce. I
Mhm.
didn't. There weren't many people I could talk to about it. So what I did, I
Right.
just took pen and paper and just started writing. I was writing,
Mhm.
writing, writing,
That was gonna be my next thing.
and I have some of my writing turned into poetry. I turned it. I mean, I wrote everything down how I felt, got it out my system, um, and it helped a little bit. It did help because it was like I
Mhm.
got it out. I
Mhm.
got it on paper, and I
Right.
didn't keep it all in. But like you said, you also want
Right.
somebody to talk to, and sometimes it's frustrating when you're trying to call people or you're trying to reach out to
Mhm.
certain people because you're thinking, oh, I just need to talk, and they kind of turn
Right.
you away. That's why I was like,
Right.
sometimes you don't want to ignore someone's call or a message because they're reaching out to you for a reason.
And what happens in the world when people keep getting ignored when they're trying to tell something about
It
something?
never ends up good.
Yeah, because then they jump. They either want to
Right,
jump in their life because they've been reaching out to you and you keep
right,
ignoring them. Listen to those cries, people not telling you for no reason. Listen, help these people. Listen. But I get it. Some people, like for me, I may just, like I said, talk to my closest people about super deep stuff. But sometimes I feel like talking to a stranger might help because they can't judge you. If people know you, they may just brush you
right.
off. Whereas a stranger will actually listen to what it is at hand and actually provide you with next steps or ways to get around whatever you're dealing with. So
Strangers give the best
think about it,
advice,
y'all.
which is crazy.
Think about that because this is serious business. You know, with that whole, like, when you look at celebrities, they're like working non-stop, and you start to see them all getting sick, and then they just end up just passing away, overdosing on stuff. Trying to like go through
Or
the
committing
motions, but they are
suicide.
so tired. Right. It's so serious.
I
It's
remember when my favorite
heavy.
childhood actor a few years ago committed suicide. Oh, that broke my heart.
Hmm.
Broke my heart. Oh, what's his name? Lee Thompson Young. Jack Jackson.
Is
Jack
that the
Jackson from the Disney Channel.
oh with the
Oh
pretty
Lord,
eyes?
have mercy, yes, child. That was
Mm-hmm.
my crush back in the day. But when I heard he
Hmm.
had committed suicide, I was like, dang man.
Mm-hmm. And you'll never know if he didn't write a note. You'll never know what he was going through. His family may not even know what he was going through.
Right.
It's just didn't what's the old coach from uh Indianapolis? Didn't his son commit suicide?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of people, out there just crying out
Right.
for help, but people keep missing it because they're so consumed with whatever else they're going
Mm-hmm.
through.
And then,
Yep.
sorry guys. And then some people like myself, um, I tend to even though I may be going through a few things mentally or maybe having a stress out moment, I still reach out to people and be like, "Hey, are you good? What's going on? How
Mhm.
you feeling today?" Or something told me to give you a call. What's going on? But that never comes back. It never comes back. No one ever says, "Hey, are you okay today? Hey, I was just thinking about you. I wanted to make sure you was good." Like, some people need that same thing in return. Don't just keep taking from somebody. They need that
Right.
same feedback.
Yep. It's true. Oh, I just looked it up. It is Coach Tony Dungy's son. He did commit
Um,
suicide. Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean, you really, it's a serious topic. I know, like these last few episodes have been a little like serious, but it's just stuff that we've been thinking about and stuff that may be happening in the media, and with all these like the NRA stuff, it's just there's a lot of stuff that people have weighing on them,
right.
and there's gonna be a lot of people who need to talk, especially all those kids being traumatized by that whole situation at the school.
Man, yeah.
Serious.
Just
But episode 6, y'all.
check your mental.
Check your mental. Check your mental. It's your
Miss
girl.
B and Kita.
Holla at us. You can find us on Google Play, iTunes,
Stitcher. Yeah.
Tune In,
Tune in. Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah.
And also, go to our IG page.
And please subscribe.
Yes. Yes. I promise you the jokes will come back, but we just want to get some of this, stuff that's been on our hearts
Yes, yes,
out.
yes. Make sure you go to the IG at the 415 pod. And
Yes.
if y'all have any topics that y'all would like for your girls to discuss, please go ahead and drop us a DM or an
You know,
email. You could
let us
drop an
let us
email at
know.
the 415 at gmail.com.
It's the 415pod
Oh,
at
sorry.
gmail.com. But yeah, let us know your thoughts, comments, anything. We want to hear from you guys. We appreciate you all who always tune in each week. And we shall see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.